It is Sunday. Happy Sunday, happy Sunday. Yes, happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Sunday morning, Sunday morning, Sunday morning. Sunday morning. What is on my mind this morning? What is on my mind? What am I thinking about? Where is this journey taking me? What am I thinking about? Yes, what am I thinking about? I probably don't know at the moment, but I'm in a good state of mind. I was thinking about emotions earlier. How this thing called emotion can literally be controlled. And I was also thinking about the word faith. Faith is, to me, when you ask for something, and sometimes the further away the thing is, the more faith you have. Because in your mind, you know that, okay, even though, look at that bird singing, even though that thing hasn't transpired yet or occurred in your life, you just have that gut feeling that it is going to. And I think one of the main reasons that is due to every single day meditation. Every single day having time to sit still for yourself. And what that allows you to do is sit with your emotion, and you have very little room for anger. I'm not saying I don't get wrapped up in my own emotions. I'm just saying the more you meditate, your I call it your gratitude, your ungratitude moment just doesn't have enough time to stay inside of you. Because every time I squeeze that stomach, squeeze that spine of mine, it doesn't matter. Listening to that bird singing. It doesn't matter what emotion that is. Where are you? All right, morning, I'm feeling you. I see you, morning to you too. Yep, somewhere over there. Let me keep quiet. I'm listening. Yep, I'm listening. I am listening. Yep, I feel you. So, what I'm actually saying is, when you really begin to meditate a lot, your ungratitude moment have very little space inside of you. The reason why we get into a certain emotional stage most of the time is because we haven't found something to be grateful for. Sometimes in this life, doesn't matter how bad the situation is, there's still something to be grateful for. That is just so amazing. There is always something to be grateful for. It doesn't matter what it is, but always something to be grateful for. And that's what I'm sort of gravitating towards this morning. Emotions, how to control it. It requires a lot of hard work, but after many years of practice, look at that bird flying, whatever it is. Good morning. Morning. After years of practice, it just really becomes something that you can do. You can literally control your emotions. I don't stay into my ungratitude energy for very long. It is so amazing how squeezing the spine and just breathing on top of it every single morning, it will let go of all those thoughts. Today is a marathon number 52. I admire people that's done it in 50 states, but I've always wanted to say, yeah, let me just do a straight marathon. So this is 52. But of course, I've done many. I've lost count right about now. How many times I've actually run 26 miles or jog it or whatever. I've lost count because it's like the movement of the Tai Chi masters now. Because when you have done it many times, especially when you're just doing a straight 40 or 30 marathon, you have to be like a Tai Chi master. You have to learn how to relax your body. Look at that beautiful sky. And move your body to a certain stage, and it's just absolutely amazing. But emotion, every time I talked about write to yourself, it's looked a bit funny, but it's the amazing part about writing to yourself is a lot of time we are not ready to deal with our own truth, because sometimes even though the things that we worry about is so painful, it is comfortable is what we know. So sitting down and actually writing and looking at those words, and you are writing about certain things that you blame others for, is extremely hard to deal with, because our ego just like to blame somebody. It's always somebody's fault. But to actually sit down there and write down the things in your head with your opposite hand, write down, especially forgiveness, somebody that you can't stand, and you have to really focus and write them and wish them well. But that's the power that you have. It is how you reprogram your mind, your brain, your mind. It is not a magical thing. It is not going to happen overnight, but you have to do it for a certain period of time. And the egoistic excuses, I can't be bothered. So it's okay. And that's why a lot of us go around chemically imbalanced. Another way to get rid of these things is through jogging. You don't even have to do 20 miles. You just have to walk 4 miles a day. Stretch your body. Breathe into the body. And you'll be really amazed. See, my life right now, the abundance that I have is different to a lot of people. My abundance is inside of me. My abundance made me realize everything around me is energy, and I'm part of it. My abundance made me realize nothing comes before my soul. That is me. Our, how do I say, miseducation teaches us how to put all our energy on the outside material things. And that's why when we have it, we're angry. When we don't have it, we know we also are angry. The key to emotional balance requires a lot of work. The mind can be programmed. Some of the things that I say or do these days look tangibly crazy. Even though I have my own questions about different scriptures, but I do believe in certain formulations of it. Because once you begin to have that energy, that inner strength, that consciousness is at work inside of you, it doesn't matter what it is. You know you're always going to be provided for and get what you need. It sounds really crazy because a lot of people would think, oh, so who's going to pay my bill? Once you get to that stage, those things, you just know they're going to be taken care of, no matter what. The warfare is extremely hard. That's why I laugh when people talk about it. Because to just have that abundance in your head and think about abundance all the time and reprogram your mind to keep on thinking and thinking and thinking the good things, absolutely amazing. I remember myself when I began to reprogram my mind. I wrote down a certain amount or certain things that I want to accomplish, and the negativity that came out of my brain absolutely amazes me. It really does. Because I began to realize I was actually my own downfall. Because a lot of time we'll say, yeah, I want to be the champion of the world, if you're an athlete. But deep down, most people don't mean it. Because that voice is still there telling you, man, champion my biscuit. And until you could actually sit down with it and say to that emotion, mother biscuit, no. And a lot of us are so afraid to do that. We're so afraid so much that when you see somebody who begins to live that lifestyle, you find every year excuses. Today is Sunday, a beautiful day. In most cultures, shall I say, everybody is going into a synagogue. They are going to listen to the word today. And the words and the inspiration that they're going to listen to today, regardless of how everything is or whatever they've said, the story, twisted and non-twisted, the words, the example of what many people are going to listen to right about now, making their way to it. It's always a story about some homeless guy who did not have anything. It's a story about some guy who was a carpenter who didn't have anything. And it really amazes me, blew me away, that most of the people that were going to listen to this guy, wealthy or non-wealthy, the moment they leave that place, turn the corner and see a guy sitting down on the street, he is judged. That same homeless person is judged to the car. We might even just drive by him and we won't even say hello. But yet, we just listen to this story about this wonderful being that died on the cross that day, and it really just blew me away every single day. And which to me, I call it chemical imbalance, because if the example that we listen to most of the time is about some guy who was homeless, who didn't have anything, but yeah, we came out and begin to judge the people who don't have, absolutely blew me away. So my ideology, the way I'm thinking is, why go to those type of places? Why not go and listen to somebody that talks about money, wealth, money, money, money? That way, it will not create a chemical imbalance. Because most people will listen to this story all day long, but yeah, they cannot go on the street and hug the homeless person. They cannot bring a homeless person into their house. They cannot see a homeless person on the street and not judge him and treat him the way they would treat their mother, father, brother, and sister. A lot of time to me, it isn't the religion. It is the consciousness of those individuals. Because if you haven't elevated your own consciousness to self-love, you can never respect anybody. You can go to the synagogue, church, whatever you want to call it, all day long. It's absolutely a waste of time. Because consciousness, praying, the word faith, is every second of the day. You could be in your car, you could meditate and pray. You could be in the bathroom. Everything you do is mindfulness. And that's why I truly admire the Buddhist monks, the Zen monks. They've really walked their walk. their lifestyle just amazed me so much, from what they put into their system to how they walk, how they think about the moment, being in the moment. And I look around me and I'm saying to myself, it's absolutely, absolutely impossible for some of our colonial culture to reach a consciousness admiration. Absolutely impossible. Because we know how to debate, we know how to listen. But the only way those things can be practiced is through the mind, by self. And that's why I can say, yes, my abundance is absolutely unique. I get told what to do a lot, and the more I hear it, the more I'm so amazed, I'm so happy, because I can come inside of this nature and look and see that energy of me, God, my higher self. I don't need to depend on anything. I don't need to depend on someone's spoken words. And now when I do listen to the spoken words, I'm looking for something to learn. So everywhere I go these days becomes, what can I learn in what they're trying to teach? And I kid you not, every place I go and sit down and listen to, I remember the sermons, because I go and practice it. And I remember the brainwashing also, and I let that behind, because it doesn't matter how much of a lie a person is preaching, he's always going to say at least one truth. But when you're dealing with ego, you close your eyes to many truths. Because if that truth doesn't look like it is yours, you're blindfolded to it. And I think that's what is one of the things that I've seen in our Judeo tradition. We don't think we can learn from anybody. And to me, it's just amazing. Because lately, over the years, I've able to use every example. Even when I look into a little child's eye, I'm learning. It's like a book that I'm reading. So everywhere I go, there's knowledge. Everywhere I go, I see the sign of God, higher self. Everywhere. It doesn't even matter. I could turn on the TV. Here's the word that will uplift me. Because what I put in my mind is to be uplifted all the time. So when I even turn on my social media, it is that upliftness. I always hear the social media is bad for you. The social media is this. But one thing that people don't understand about algorithm is most of the things that show up on your page, you created it. When you begin to align your mind with the positiveness, every time you open your phone, your television, you attract good news. And that's what you're going to see. The only reason why you see bad news most of the time is because you attract it. Yes. So those are the things I'm thinking about this morning, about the mind, emotional control. I am on my way to my beautiful community, Unity Knot. I'm going to sit down there for a minute. And every morning I wake up, I'm like, wow, consciousness is real. Meditation is real. It becomes such a compassion. This is not me preaching. It is me saying, look within yourself. Because it's very easy for people to preach. To preach is easy. But for the preacher himself or herself to say, look within yourself, it is not, because it takes away the control. So once you begin to be conscious about yourself, you begin to ask people, look within yourself. Because they don't want to see it. Look within yourself and you will find what you're looking for. So yes. Let me finish up this 26-mile meditative jog. I kid you not, like I always say, I give thanks to the woman that gave birth. Because of the childbearing, watching a woman give birth, That's the reason why I'm able to do this continuing endurance. I always say to myself, if a woman can have a baby, if she can push out a baby, I can run 100 miles. And that's why 26 miles, nothing compared to a woman pushing out a baby. It is nothing. And I think because most of us don't respect our mothers, that's why we don't see, regardless of what a woman has done to you, the moment you begin to respect your mother, you see things differently. So I'm going to say happy Sunday. Let me finish up this easy 26 mile. And I'm going to say one love.